have a guidance on creating a structural component such as column, beam, etc. So first you have to click the new project and select the structure template. Please make sure that this is project and then you click OK. Wait the file to be loaded. The first thing you do is to check the level and then the elevation. So for example, you can double click the east and then rename the level to ground floor or ground level. Rename the level 2 to level 1. And definitely you may have a sub-basement or sub-base level. In order to create it, please click level and draw it accordingly. You may use your line or pick line in order to draw the line accordingly. Click the offset. For example, if your base level is 1200 from your ground level, key in it accordingly and then point to your level, ground level to click in order to click the baseline accordingly. Double click the name and change it to base instead of level 2. There are analytical analysis for structural engineer to do analysis. So we must rename it correctly as well. So instead of level 1 analytic, you just double click it, rename it to ground floor, ground level analytic. Do the same thing for this one, rename it to level 1 analytical. And you have your ground floor, base and also the level 1. We did a architecture floor plan previously. Now we can redraw the grid line as we like, or we can insert the previous Revit or even the CAD drawings that we prepared in order to use it as a grid line guidance for us to draw the grid line. So we can click insert. You can either link it to Revit or link it to CAD. So we did export the CAD file previously, so we can try to link it to CAD accordingly. I double click ground floor to import it into the level 1. Oh, sorry, I double click ground floor to make sure that import into the ground floor. Or I can choose level 1 to import it accordingly. I link the CAD file and then find the location of the CAD file in order to import it accordingly. I found the file, double click it, and we'll see the CAD file clearly. This is a grid line and also the previous file that I created in the architecture template. In order to draw my own grid line, I use it as a preference or actually a base for me to draw it correctly instead of redraw it and do a big line one by one. Just click grid line and then I can draw it accordingly based on the reference line from my architecture file. Quickly, I just follow the line based on the CAD drawing. I can quickly draw the grid line. So all the grid line are done in less than 1 minute time. After we have grid line, we can actually have delete the floor plan or the CAD file in order to build the structure component accordingly. So we can click the Insert Manage link. Choose CAD format in the tab, highlight your project, CAD drawings, remove it, click remove, and then click OK. Then the file will be deleted. Click modify and change it to A to ABCD for all the horizontal line. And then you can start to redraw the column and beam accordingly. Click structure, click column, start with the column that given by the software. So we have column, you have circular hollow column, which is a round circular hollow shape of column. You have a rectangular shape of column, and we have universal beam, which is actually the steel beam. So we have to choose the correct or suitable material for our project. For example, I selected 300 times 450 column and will start to draw the column at the level 1. I will choose the column location based on the grid line and draw it accordingly. Insert all the column accordingly based on your previous CAD drawing. But definitely, even add extra column, you are definitely allowed to do so. Make sure that all the column distance are less than 8,000, because if the column distance or beam length more than 8,000, additional reinforcement are needed instead of normal calculation. You can, because the CAD file has been removed, you can add the annotation to know the dimension clearly, which have been taught in the previous lecture. So double check your 3D model, make sure that all the column created, the distance between columns are less than 8,000. If everything is okay, check the 3D to make sure that all columns are created correctly. Double click the east and north view to make sure that all the columns are created correctly for four sides, including east, north, south, and west. After the columns are created, now go back to level 1 to create the structure beam. Click structure, beam, and choose the suitable beam for your building. For example, we choose rectangular beam here, 300 times 600 mm, and draw it accordingly. You can draw a beam by connecting all the columns. Connect all columns by all the structure beam in order to complete the building accordingly. Click the 3D view to view the beam. Make sure that all the beams are created correctly. Double check the elevation east, north, south, and west, and you'll find that the beam at the level 1 are created. Then we should go to the ground level. This is the ground level, and we are going to draw the ground beam accordingly. Click again the beam and then choose a suitable beam for the ground beam. For example, I would like to choose 400 times 800 in this example, and will draw it accordingly. View it in 3D in order to track your column and beam correctly. Make sure that all are designed correctly and connected correctly. The structure beam tab allow you to have your system beam as well, but you can design your beam by system if there are duplicate design of beam for your building itself, which will be covered in a separate video. After you created your columns for level 1, your beam for ground level and level 1, now we are going to create the column stump. Double click the ground floor, check the 3D view, and we are going to prepare the column stump for the based on the ground level floor plan. Choose a column suitable for this unit, and we should allocate the column stump accordingly. If you miss out the column design in your level 1, you can always add on as you like. Make sure that all 3D models are created correctly. So column stumps are created correctly. Double check the elevation to make sure the east, north, and west, to make sure that everything are designed correctly. So this is the column stump that we created, followed by the beam and column that created previously.